This is Cresso, and this is part 69 of the Human Journal, Rogue Media. Just been watching some stuff early and keep hearing about the whole thing with the media is being controlled and the whole fake news thing and all that. And, especially here in America, a lot of us were so used to talking about how we're being spoon-fed with bullshit from the media, and that's basically controlled by the Rockefeller family and the Bilderberg groups and all these people in these secret society bullshit. And honestly, I can't sit there with this thought, even though I accepted it and I take the responsibility with these paradigms that represent limitations. But I was at a point in my life to accept being controlled, especially how information is so important in all our cultures around the world. And in America, information is very important, I hear from other parts of hear things from people from talks of, people from other countries talk about how the government will tell you what you want to hear. For example, North Korea or any other country, any communist country that represents control. But United States is also a communist country that a lot of people don't really come to grips to that. But yeah, it's anything that tries to control information, especially a country that has a government body, it definitely is a communist country. But I'm seeing all of this, and I can't sit there feeling like, well, gee, what could I do? Well, one, I'm doing this part 69 to talk about this, that a lot of people could do something about this. A lot of people could change the media or create an entirely separate media system. That's why I subtitled this part Rogue Media. A lot of us, I feel, even though I feel we're all responsible creating this monster here, especially here in America with the certain organization like tries to control people. I feel like we need to do something about it. A lot of us, a great deal of us, creating a rogue media. I just want to express ideas, and I'm very confident because the things I'm going to say, I know things do happen there's a time for a place for everything. And, when you try to suppress things so long, it's just going to explode right in your face. So that's why I'm a firm believer that people are waking up, and there's only so much you could do but to control the people. But far as the media, I just using this moment to express ideas and just lay out some basic examples. There's a lot of people in the field that works in telecommunications, as far as the media, even on the internet. The internet is another important resource as far as information. And I was thinking earlier, I was talking to a friend of mine about, a lot of people, it's important for a lot of people to control, to create another or an alternative to the World Wide Web. The government is going to have its hand on the World Wide Web. And then a lot of people, we all need to create something that's entirely independent from the government, worldwide, not just here in America. And the idea I have, especially with the internet and the media, if anybody, people that still want to watch TV. I don't care for TV, but let's just say, entirely an independent media system. And I'm not talking about the bullshit independent media that you see on TV these days. I'm talking about the actual independent media that has absolutely not even regulated by the government. So there's no FCC. There's absolutely nothing to regulate it from the government. So, and it's not just the government. They're just nothing but puppets. We're talking about independently away from the people. A lot of us, we give power to the Rockefeller family and the Bilderberg groups and all these other these so-called jokers that think they control the world. But if we could just really create a separate media system, and this is my idea. I think a lot of people, for us, getting together, having a lot of bloggers, I think it's important to create articles for people to communicate. Far as what type of technology to do, well, I feel a lot of people should get together and creating radio, either a TV tower or radio tower that's independently operated throughout the country and the world. Now, I know to some of the people that's depends who you are, but if you decide to be asleep and you find it's laughable, well, I know some people might feel like, well, how are we going to able to build a radio tower or TV tower that's independently, away from the system? Well, I mean, it's going to take a lot of effort to get involved. As far as that, I know a lot of our egos, we like to create problems more than solutions. So a lot of people will probably say, well, what are we going to do if they'll try to stop us? Nobody really can't stop you unless you want to be stopped. I know it seems like the system has endless amount of police and military as their own puppets to try to control people and try to bar people from, embracing actual freedom. But, no one really don't have the power to control people. And this is the truth. But I know this is a spiritual path a lot of people need to go through. So the truth is that no one really can control you. If you're being controlled, this is a spiritual path that you're choosing. I think a lot of people, for example, if we're going to come together and build these independent towers and let's just say how we're going to have access to it and get this stuff to work, well, I do see computer hackers is going to play a significant role into this, because I feel like, well, reason being is because, you see, yes, the government will try to stop people from doing what they're supposed to, and I feel like infiltrating the government from keeping them off or putting them, or let's just say putting a limit on them that they need to stay where they at, and the people to create an independent media. Yeah, I think the hackers will play a significant role as far as keeping the government in their little box. And government use hackers for their own gain and stuff. So I'm not really ashamed to say hackers. I think hackers do serve a purpose, whether it's good, bad, but I feel hackers will play a significant role as far as implementing or helping the creating a rogue media. Now, I understand everything's controlled by satellite. Well, this is going to take people together again as investing, launching independent satellites. I like to talk about ideas. I'm not going to sit there and talk about problems, I could talk endlessly about how people are controlling us and how we have to keep fighting. I know I could play that game too, but I'm not playing that game. I just want to, I'm taking this opportunity again to share ideas for anybody to spark everybody, anybody who comes across. You could be one individual, three individuals, doesn't matter to me. I know the stuff that I'm sharing is value, you know. I do like freedom. I know a lot of people that likes freedom too. But, you know, this is the thing, you know, we're conditioned, especially in America, to really obey your government and whatever, and they're gonna spoon feed you more bullshit. But the funny thing about it is that a lot of people, a good deal of people, complain about this. A lot of people want to know the truth, and I look at this at a distance. I'm like, people, it's pointless to keep knocking on the door of the government trying to get the truth of anything. It's pointless because they're playing their role. The reason why the government is where they are is because of fear. In my human journal on fear, I talked about, I gave a breakdown what fear does. We molded fear in our reality, so government is just basically enforcing that very thing that we created in our lives. They're just a reflection, but they're gonna do what they do. It's up to us to go about the things completely different. So yeah, I feel it's important for us to create a rogue media that talks about inspirational, that talks about truth, spiritual truth. Truth is truth. It's not exempt. Nobody's exempt for truth. It's not. It doesn't take favoritism about who's the special individual in the world to gain this knowledge of truth, of life. That's bullshit. We're all deserving for truth because that's just life. So, us building an independent media is very important. Information is very important. But a lot of people, it's up to us to come together, come up with a strategy as far as how to implement this new type of media that's independently away from the government. And this is not just America. This is just around the world. I do see that the government would try again. Like I said, no one has a power to stop you. Yes, there are going to be things that's going to come across that you're going to have to implement some type of force, and I'm open to that. But still in all, freedom is the one that's going to basically be the victor, and that's what life is, freedom. I know we're used to being suppressed for so long, between the media that's being basically paid by the government, just a lot of ideas that's been floating around to basically, to discourage us, to accept half truth, to accept that, who are we? We're not these special people. We don't deserve to know certain things, and it's time to put that away, everybody. It's time to, I'll tell you this: it's time to grow up. The time is now, and I'll keep voicing about it. I'm just doing this journal, and I'm excited. I feel good that I could basically talk about solutions. I'd rather talk about it, whether some people might think the stuff that I'm sharing is not realistic. I don't give a shit. I'd rather talk about this particular solution than sit on my hands and basically talk about problem endlessly. To talk about how we, the so-called 99%, let's just, how we describe ourselves, the everyday people, the people that's not selected, the selected few, chosen people. We're not like them. We never know anything. And again, it's time to put away that, definitely higher consciousness is basically embracing truth. It's embracing freedom. And yes, I understand sometimes it's going to have to take some type of force, but that's not the full picture. Yes, government is going to try to stop people for trying to embrace in truth or to excel. But this is where the government, and this is where the Rockefeller family and the Bilderberg groups and other secret dark cults, or however you want to call it, this is where these people failed. Because these people are vibrating on the lower part of consciousness. So, I mean, it's, you know, you have to understand where I'm coming from. That I'm only talking about people aligning themselves into higher consciousness. People embracing for who they really are. You know, information, yes, information is important. So I feel like a lot of people should come together around the world, especially in America, but let's just say around the world, and come up with these ideas and build an independent media, even on the internet. We have there's a lot of people that's engineers that can literally quit their job. If you want to change the world, right? If this is what you're tired of the same bullshit controlling media that's from the government, and you want to know what the fuck's going on, you know, you want to have a certain experience to your liking, then I feel like a lot of people that are engineers and that's specialized, let's say, in telecommunication, and especially on the IT field, I think a lot of people should work as contractors, independent, and build an internet service. It's not just the internet, but the World Wide Web, the entire system, independently, and the media, radio and TV. These things could be done. I know, again, it seems impossible because we're not really connecting to who we are. We have a lot of potential to do great, and I'm just using this opportunity. It's just another way of me sharing to everybody that we have a lot to offer, and it's time to give back. It's time to give back to ourselves. We deserve it. I don't care where you're from. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you work for the government. All I'm saying is that you could only suppress people for so long, but I'll say this for the record. Okay, this is not my truth. This is about life. So I guess maybe I could say I'm the messenger. You can't suppress people. You won't succeed. And I'm just playing my part to inspire people. Yeah, the time is now. I'm excited. I'm really excited, and I have a lot of reason to be optimistic. A lot of reasons. I know what consciousness is. I mean, again, I could play that game, to sit on my hands and at a round table, or chat away on the internet and talk about how we're fucked and how this is happening, this and what we're gonna do, and how we're gonna get this. Oh my gosh! And I could just do that, but you have to ask yourself this question: if you really give a fuck about yourself, right? I will assume a lot of people do care about themselves. If you do, okay, let's just say, do you like feeling powerless? Do you like to feel like you're a complete slave? Do you like feeling like you're a complete incompetent adult? Whoever's listening, I mean, do you like to feel like a slave? I mean, this is something you have to ask yourself this question. These are the questions that you really have to ask yourself. If you don't know how to make a difference in this life, that's okay. But at least make the effort. At least do something for yourself, at least. To at least show that you do care. Again, a lot of people get together in great numbers and create a rogue media. There's a lot of people, we're all intelligent, okay? And use your skill that you align yourself with. And let's just build an independent World Wide Web and an independent, radio and TV. That's it. And then you start to see the difference. Let the government be what they are, because, everything shifts. There's always a shift. I do see the government. I mean, I could sit there and say the government is being forced down, but you see, I also see the government just literally fades away because there's no need for them. A lot of people are able to govern themselves. or I could describe a lot of people are shepherd of their own lives. Yeah, people have the ability to govern themselves. Yeah, but you're not going to be told that in public school. In public school, you're being told to obey your master. And I'm going to do another journal about that, about the whole thing, about obeying your master and all that. I'm going to touch on a few of these actually, I'm going to create a couple of parts in the same topic, but this is something that, again, this is very important for all of us to recognize who we are, and it's time for us to grow up. It's time to give back to yourself. This is definitely I want to say this is not a one-man thing to do. This takes everybody, and this is about higher consciousness. Whether I do this journal or not, it's gonna happen. I'm just, it's a joy me sharing this to everybody to inspire. But whether if I'm in this world and to inspire, consciousness is going to expand spiritually. That's just it. I know it may seem like people have been asleep for like forever, and you're kind of wondering when people are going to wake up. Oh my God, when people are going to wake up. And I know it doesn't look like it now because our own ego can't see far. That's the reason why a lot of us, we can't see it. But you have to remain optimistic. You have to have faith. You have to recognize that there's a lot of things going in this life that's beyond what your own mind to understand. I'm just laying out, basic ideas about basically creating a rogue media. It's so yeah. I'm so grateful that I don't have it in me anymore to sit there and have this self-defeated attitude about, oh, we're fucked. Oh, what are we gonna do? They own everything. They don't own shit. I'll just tell you that right now. A lot of us need to get off that shit that you're in for so long in your lives, and a lot of us need to grow the hell up. You honestly need to grow up, seriously. All right, and if your own ego can't see it that way, you're gonna wake up and your own mind is not going to even understand. That's how powerful consciousness is. You are literally going to wake up one way or another. Everybody, you are going to wake the hell up, and that's it. This is not anything to do with some sort of threat or anything like that. No, consciousness can't destroy itself. Consciousness is going to literally wake the hell up. And there's nothing you could do about it, everybody. You could sit there and be afraid all you want. You could sit there and be in a survival mode all you want and hide under a rock all you want. And have like a year's supply or 3 years supplies of food. You could do that. But you're going to wake the hell up. So I'm just expressing. I'm all about inspiring everybody. And I'm all about talking about the truth. And sometimes the truth is not an easy pill to swallow for the mind. But do I care? No, I don't. I'm going to speak the truth, period, no matter what. So yeah, for the record, these people that we talk about, they don't own shit. They don't. So yeah, I just want to put it really bluntly and clearly. It's just gotta, recognize who you are, everybody. And I'm definitely going to be doing more parts along this topic. I feel good about what I do. I can't believe I'm like almost to, wow, I'm getting close to 100 parts. I might hit 100, my 100th part of the Human Journal. But yeah, this is a journal, but it's not just for myself, but it's for anybody. And anybody that listens to it, that's inspired, and shucks, I mean, if it takes maybe me to change, make a difference, great, I accept that. But I don't want to make it all about me. This is about everybody. This is about people awaken. That's what it's really about. It's not about me doing this audio. It's about people. So, and that's why I'm excited to do this. Okay, everybody, until then, I will be back for part 70. Take care.